guys. Welcome back to another show of Dreya's Closet, honey. This is one of my first live streams that I've had back in a very long time. And I am so pleased to announce that I will be having a special guest on this evening. The First Lady, Sierra, coming all the way from Indianapolis, Indiana. Um, we have a lot of great topics that we got in store for you, covering on a multitude of different aspects in politics, real life, just everything that you can think of, okay? I hope that this live stream catches you all at the best, at your best and good spirits and all that good shit. Thank you again for the First Lady coming on. I believe that is her right now. Yes, so as I said before, this is the official live stream to Dreya's Closet. Hello. Hi, First Lady.
Hello. Grace and peace, everyone. What's up?
How you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. If I could just figure out how to turn this music down. But thank you so much for coming on, First Lady. Before I get into anything else, I want to have you introduce yourself to my audience and everything because I know who you are, but I want them to get into who you are before we hop into these topics.
Okay, sure. Well, I am the real First Lady, Pastor Sierra. Born and raised in Indianapolis, Indiana. I am founder of DLT Temple of Praise and Worship, which is, our church home, as well as DLT Family Counseling and Resources, which is like my mission, where I kind of give resources and love and free counseling and all of that to the community. So,
Right.
yeah.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Well, congratulations and shout out to you for all of your hard work. That sounds absolutely amazing. How long have you been, like in that business, like with the non for profit and stuff?
Okay, so I was called to the Resource Center nonprofit in like 2020, and
Mhm.
then I got my calling to start pastoring in 25.
Wow. Oh my
Mhm.
goodness. You know what? It's not too often that I run into another beautiful lady like myself who does that. I know someone else. Her name is Miss Revlon, Miss Lamia. And she's from my area. She's a minister. She has her own ministry as well. So like what led you to get into that?
Into what?
Being a
Ministry?
pastor.
Oh,
Yes, like you're calling, yes.
honestly, it's kind of, I've always been like a church girl. Okay, I was
Okay.
raised in church. I've always been a church girl. Um, And I went through a phase where I was like in the streets, kind of finding myself, So I wasn't
Okay.
going to church so often.
Right.
But then I got deep into like spirit work, crystals and pendulums and tarot and all that stuff because I felt comfortable there.
Yes.
Yeah, because I felt like, a black trans woman had no place in the church, right? Like, let's just be honest.
Right.
So that's where I found myself. But then God was like, you know what? I think God had a higher purpose for me. One day I was at church, Pilgrim Missionary Baptist Church, and I'll never forget it. And something just came over me. God was like, I need you to get rebaptized. My sister called me one time and she was like, will you walk with me to get baptized? And I was like, sure. So as I took her to get baptized, we got baptized together. And I promise you, when I came up out that water, it's like I heard God telling me, I have something for you. I didn't
Right.
know what it was really. But the more I went to church, the more I dug into the word. He was like, I need you to start reading and preaching to your community. And I'm like, what are you talking about? So the more I meditated and prayed about it, it just became more clear to me that he wanted me to like reach out to my trans sisters and the LGBT community and just love on them and get them back into
Right.
the word, back into the scripture, because some of us have like been pushed away from it or ran away from it from church hurt and all that different stuff. And I'm not trying to get too deep, but we've kind of got a little too secular. You know what I mean? So yeah, I feel like in spaces where I went into them seeking companionship and like a trans mother or whatever, it kind of got a little sexual. And so God started reminding me of those different experiences and those things I had went through. And he was like, this is why you're needed. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, let's get it going.
That makes sense. And you want to know what? I commend you on that because that's somewhat like I had like my own um my journey was very similar to that when I came out of like my substance abuse and addictions and things like that. I felt really led to be transparent about like a lot of the things that traumatized me that I had got clarity on, and that's when like I found my spirituality like towards the end of my, I would say like the second half of my era, I would call it. I got really spiritual, and God showed me a lot of things, and but he also showed me that like I have a lot of power in what I say, and the things that I have gone through, and
Hmm.
because it's one thing to be known and for being a showgirl and being popular or pretty, but it's another thing to have knowledge with you, and knowledge, that's like really useful spiritual knowledge, because a lot of our peers, our sisters, the younger girls, the young ones, that's also my main focus these days, is like, the youth and the girls coming up, to make sure that they, because I try to be as level headed as I can be. But I know that this lifestyle will drive you insane and will lead you down different, paths. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's really important. So I love that like that's what brought you to ministering and like putting, taking that serious. Like I love that because I always see your stuff and I share some of it because I think it's really powerful. So so I kind of think that like that kind of segues into like the first topic, which was with faith versus identity. And you, like you said, you are a trans woman and you are preaching the word. And right now, in like politics and the way that we as a people are in the hot spot, I'm pretty sure many, there's going to be quite a few that may not understand how someone like yourself can do that. So many people believe that faith and being transgender can't coexist. So what do they misunderstand in that? You know what I mean? For you.
Um, what do they misunderstand about faith and transgenderness? I don't get it. What do you mean?
Like, like I guess it's what I'm asking you is like how come, like, if somebody questions you like on why do you feel that that's something that you should be able to do because God is quote unquote against gay sex or gay marriage and things like that, what would you have to say to them for them misunderstanding your calling?
Okay. Okay. I have a sidebar question. Okay. Is
Okay.
that okay? I
Mm-hmm.
love you. I love you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But can I get those shades off of you, please? Can I
Oh,
get those off?
absolutely.
Okay. Thank you so much. You
I'm
look gorgeous
sorry.
with them on, but I need
I'm
them off.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Thank you. Okay, so I feel like I would just say you need to read your Bible and stop going by what the toxic sermons you've heard and false, teachings and stuff like that. Because a lot of people have read the Bible out of context. I'm just going to be honest,
Yeah.
and I was a victim of that into my calling. Um, I started getting deep into the Bible, and then went into Bible college and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So reading Sodom and Gomorrah, okay, because that's what everyone brings up about it being burned down for same-sex activity and homosexuality and stuff like that, which is untrue. Okay, I would encourage everyone reading to go grab your Bibles and reread it. But I'll sum it up for you. What happened was the men of the village of the town were trying to get into Lot's home, to fornicate, yes, with the angels there. Okay, it wasn't necessarily about gay sex, because when the Bible speaks of man, sometimes there are women included into that man as well. So when it says man, you have to read it and make sure if they're talking about a male or a female or both. But when it talks about a feminine person or energy, now that is a woman, but man can sometimes be a woman as well.
Right.
So when Lot offered, he told them no. He told the people of the town, no, you can't, fornicate and touch and come see about these angels that are in male form and human form. However, I have two virgin daughters that you can have, and they said no. So the town got burnt down because of just their lack of compassion, lack of love, trying to fornicate with angels, God's people, not necessarily men on men, homosexual, sex. So I would just say, don't be ignorant. Read your Bible. Talk to someone that's vast, like myself and others, like a Will Horn or like a Romeo Parks Weekly or like a Tatiana Moulton. These people that know the Bible, know the word and stuff. So yeah, that's what I would say.
Okay. So, okay, and that's an amazing response. I love that. So, what are your thoughts on the current state of with politics and where everything stands with like the administration? I know. I know. I just
Politics
want
ain't my ministry, baby. I know
I
nothing
know.
about it. But inform me. Tell me what's going on.
I mean, no, I just always like to ask, everyone's view on like the current, with the current events and then things that are taking place. I'm not a huge girl who dives all the way into politics, but I do like to, bring it up just in case anybody likes to, kind of share their own piece and like where their head is on, certain things, because there's like a lot of things that have been taking place between government officials, ICE, coming out and with these killings that are happening, with certain protests and different things that are happening. I know a lot of people have different thoughts and feelings, about everything that's going on.
Well, what are yours? Share them, and then maybe I can,
Well,
butt in a little.
well, so I guess, sometimes it's just I feel like the government finds new ways to harass minorities and crack down on that. And while I understand wanting to to keep track of undocumented individuals, I just I really don't like what I'm seeing with how they're like terrorizing homes of innocent people, killing people in the street. Like the brutality and everything that's going on is absolutely insane. And
Yes.
but I just feel like, they're always looking for a green light. And then another thing that I've noticed is that, I feel like, quiet as kept, I feel like black people aren't too far from getting the same treatment and them turning it like that, like whether it comes to gun laws or drug trafficking or different things and ways that they try to label crimes for a lot of black people.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, it's just like it's very scary. You know what I'm saying? I don't live in fear as a trans woman, but it is very difficult to watch my peers and certain things that I see that are pertaining to trans individuals and that could affect me and do affect me. It does bother me a lot, but I'm very certain that better times are coming because we have to understand that Trump is only going to be in office for so long.
Exactly.
And we just got to make sure that we do our big ones with the voting, with the midterms for our
Mm-hmm.
local
Mm-hmm.
communities and cities and different things
Yeah.
like that. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That has to be like important as well. And that's another thing that I want to stress. Like I always see like when it comes to like around the time to like voting, I see a lot of like a lot of people online, they don't take it serious. Like it's like, you have your ones and twos and like your community advocates and people who are in the community doing their thing, sharing it. But like I don't see like people don't have that fire, especially what's been going on um, in different cities anyway. Like, I don't get
Now,
that.
I think a lot of people have lost hope because they think that the polls and booths are rigged and stuff anyway. So that's what I hear when people like don't care for voting or they don't take it seriously. They tell me that they feel like their vote doesn't matter, that the polls and stuff are rigged. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so moving aside from that, another topic that or question I had for you is the Black church culture.
Mhm.
Um, how do you have you been integrated with that? Like, do you go to other churches and like do they accept you there for who you are?
Yeah, I've been to several churches. I was raised at Eastern Star Baptist Church,
Okay.
but I currently go to Pilgrim Missionary Baptist Church when I'm not doing my thing at the temple. So
Okay.
yeah, they have embraced me. Like I said, I got my calling at Pilgrim. So yeah.
Really? Oh my goodness. And you know what's funny? Every time you say that, when I grew up in Albany, my church that I went to was Sweet Pilgrim Baptist Church.
Oh,
Isn't that
okay.
funny?
Yes. No,
So
going back to the politics thing, I guess. MLK Day was like Monday, right? And I was hearing that Trump was trying to take MLK Day away. Is that true?
I read something along the lines of that, but you wouldn't know what with things like that, like speculation or, like little mumbles and rumbles, you kind of just gotta wait and see.
Mhm.
Because I read that somewhere as well, some time ago, but I don't know the validity of that, of like if that's actually gonna be if he does that, that's actually insane. Like if he does that, that's insane. It's already
And
bad enough in that in every major city, every MLK is a rundown low income
Mhm.
place. Like they really show him in a bad light. So that would be horrible. I heard about that though.
and the stopping the health insurance and stuff for the trans women covering the hormones and everything like that. So
Yeah.
how are you coping? Or is your
So
insurance still covering your hormones?
I was about to get into that. So initially when I came down here, I was afraid. Though that was one of the things that I was afraid of because from New York, we have some of the best gender affirming care in New York. And so once I realized that I'm going to Alabama and then I'll be, working a 9 to 5, you know, um, I didn't know, but since I've been here, I have been able to get my hormones. It hasn't fully stopped, but I do know in like places like Florida, absolutely. Like a lot of girls had to figure it out, and yeah, and they're buying their own.
Okay, well, if any of your girls are watching, there is a website back in the day. Maybe I should recheck it real quick. But it was like
I
inhousepharmacy.usa or
remember that.
.us. And I was doing my own hormone treatment back in the day. So if we have to revert back to what we used to do back in the day, girlies, let's do it. Google in-house pharmacy and get your hormones, okay? They won't
No,
be
that's
free, but you can still get
great.
them. All right.
Yeah, no, they won't be free, but
Right.
you're paying for it. Um, but yeah, but like I said, I guess it really just depends on where the individual is because I am in a red state. I'm in Alabama. So, like it really just depends on that because I was convinced that I wasn't going to be able to get my moans. Like I was happy that I had a supply that I came down with, but
Right.
then that runs out. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so let's get on to the next topic, which is
Hello,
rejection.
everyone watching. I see y'all tapping in. What's up?
Our next topic is rejection, survival, and healing.
Okay.
So this one is a little special for me. Well, very special for me because last year was uh, a very difficult year. Long story short, I was tested spiritually, emotionally, mentally, all across the board, not in just one area. Personal life, work life, family, friends, like everywhere, which is kind of extreme. Well, not extreme, but in most areas. So, going into this new year, I'm realizing that I have to go into healing mode, and I
Mhm.
actually I actually have to lock in.
Yeah.
And what that looks like for me is really tapping into reaffirming sermons, segments, talking points. A lot of people know about TED Talks. I don't watch those, but what I listen to is very similar. Her name is Abraham Hicks. I get a lot of clarity from her.
Okay.
And so for me, after having a very tumultuous year, and also not even just myself, a lot of other people as well, because everybody has been going through a lot of major changes, um, and some have been coping better than others. So I'm in a place where I am trying to do a reset on my attitude, my mindset, my mentality, and the things of that nature. But one thing I will be very candid about is that while I am very spiritual, I am very intuitive, um, and I am in tune. I'm not going to say that I'm religious, but I do believe in God and I do pray and I do have an open relationship. But unfortunately, last year and possibly even the year before that, given my busy schedule with working, shows, talk shows, personal life, showing up for other people, events, all this, I kind of I did step away from that sense of oneness with my spirituality. And it has led me to feel out of sorts, you know, um, just like just being, you know what I mean? Like just, kind of out of the loop with myself spiritually.
Right.
So, and that's kind of like why I wanted to have you on the show, because I see that, on your platforms that you like to, well, that you do, you speak life into your messages. You have great messages. And I feel like, we need more of this right here. Black trans women lifting each other up, but
Yeah.
also giving knowledge, spilling the tea, giving knowledge, and learning from each other.
For sure.
you
For
know
sure.
so
So somebody in the comments asked for the website again, and I just looked it up. It is inhousepharmacy.vu. So that's the new website. It was something else back in the day, but it's inhousepharmacy.vu. So .view, .vu, I don't know what that is, but inhousepharmacy.vu.
I'm gonna have to take a peek because I ain't been on there in years. No,
Okay.
like I haven't been on there in years. Who talking about add me? Mm-mm. Only us two, baby. Okay, so with that, like I said before, I was wanting to have you on here, because I felt like, I would love to hear something from you, inspirational, if you have it, something that, I think that the viewers would like to hear, could hear, whatever's on your heart.
Um, so okay, let's just talk about it. Let's
Yes.
talk about what happened. Let's talk about your breakdown. Because what concerned me was when I saw you hollering and screaming, yelling, saying, I'll kill you. And you were just ready to risk it all. Let's talk about that. We don't have to, I guess you don't have to say what happened, but let's talk about like how you were feeling. You know what I mean?
Well, with that though, in certain situations that like you've put a lot on the line for, um you certain things don't matter anymore, like going in jail or hurting them or whatever the case may be. But for me, I think for me, the largest part of my disappointment was me not realizing my own strength and giving my power away to someone else. Um, as independent as I am and as smart as I am, um, you know, to feel like you've got had the rug pulled from underneath you is a very uncomfortable feeling. Hi, niece. Does that say my era? Yes. Um, so yes, I experienced a tremendous amount of heartbreak, but then you have to also understand I completely uprooted my life, my social life, my friends, my family, I'm not gonna say my career, but my entertainment. I was fully booked up until I left. So, um, when you feel like that has been taken for granted, or like you feel like you've wasted your time, money, that's not a good feeling. And so, but for unfortunately enough for me, I got lost in those emotions, and I'm still having a hard time. You know what I mean? I'm in a better place. Granted, some of the few things I've experienced recently, but it's just been very difficult to be me. You know what I mean? Like
What does that
even
mean?
to be me is to be a lot. It takes a lot of energy.
Mhm.
Because I'm very much present for a lot of people. And um, with that responsibility, um, it's just, I don't know, I just started to feel like I was cracking, you
Okay.
know,
And you say you don't feel like you're in that space anymore.
not fully.
Not fully. Okay. Thank you for being honest about that.
Yeah. It's definitely still like those vibrations are still around, not, you know, on top, but, in the back for sure. Because I think it's just a season that I'm in for some reason.
May I ask a
So
personal question?
but in those moments, what were you feeling when you seen that? Like,
I went through a few feelings. One of them being that I wish I knew you personally. You know what I mean? So I could
mhm,
like call and do my thing or like run to you and hug you and grab you and shake you up. But when you don't know somebody trying to shake you up, you're like, who is it? You know what I mean? So I was just watching myself, but I felt for you. I felt like it was a cry for help, honestly, because you were displaying your pain, to the world on Facebook, and you were saying some things that were detrimental, kind of to your relationship. You know, so I was just like, wow, she's really hurt right now. Um, and I just wondered, like, what was really going on. So I want to know: are you in an open relationship?
no,
You're not.
no.
Okay. All right. Why does that make you smile?
Because no,
Okay.
no, I
Okay. I
no.
have another question.
Mhm.
How do you escort?
At one point, that was my lifestyle.
Okay.
Fortunately enough, when I got engaged and I moved, I no longer had to do that. Um, 9 to 5 has been my thing. And, I've been in management for the past 3 years. So, no. But now, do I like to travel and get away? Have I done that recently? Oh, yes. Yes. Everything that I did recently, I deserve.
And how
So,
did your fiance feel about that?
how should he feel?
I mean, I don't know. I'm not in a relationship. That's why I was asking, was it open? Like, I don't know what you guys have going on. So
Oh, no, 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 no. But of course, um,
he should feel
uh,
hurt. He
well,
should feel hurt.
big time, and was, and is putting the pieces back together. And so I guess, like, for me, that's where I'm at right now, is putting the pieces back together. But, like they just said in the comments, is I'm a Gemini. But no, in all seriousness, though, listen, I have been a good girl for years. If
Be
a bitch
honest with
wanna
me, sister.
travel,
What's up?
if a bitch wanna travel and have fun, she's gonna travel and have fun. But well, is that gonna be the theme of this year? No, absolutely not. But listen, a lot is on the line, so I can't just. People are like, oh, why don't you just? Da, da, da?" Too much is on the line, and then now that, of course, I can't get into. But too much is on the
I got
line, and there's certain details that I'm obviously not going to go into. That's
you.
why
All
I'm
right.
kind of
For
hovering
sure.
over,
For
you
sure.
know, a
For
nice
sure.
place. But at the end of the day, I am very validated, and I deserve the trips that I took, and doing what I need to do, making me happy and making me smile,
And
because
but the
I
thing
had
is, I
not
want your happiness to
I had
be,
not done that for a whole year.
but I don't want it to be temporary. I want your happiness to be everlasting and overflowing. You know what I mean? So,
And let me
how
also
are we
say,
going to get there?
before we move on, let
Oh,
me also say is that I absolutely love my fiance. We are in our home. We are building. We are trying our best to make this thing work. And I love him and he loves me dearly. And, I'm going to do what I have to do to make my relationship right. But he's going to be doing more of that than I am, of course. But I want to make that very clear. So, yes, I am still engaged. Yes, I am
mhm.
still getting married.
Yes.
Yes, we are still going to have a kid.
Yes.
Just like a lot of other people, we both have a lot of baggage. It's just you have to make a decision on whether you want to work with that individual to work through it.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
And love is precious. So when it finds you, it's hard, but we have to work at keeping it. And if you guys agree that we're going to make this happen, we can't be doing tit for tat. We can't be doing things just to make us feel good temporarily. You know what I'm saying? Things that we know are
Do you
going
feel
to
like I'm
hurt
being?
our partner.
Do you feel like I was being tit for tat?
Yes.
Mm. Mm.
So silly.
No,
Yeah.
but I really do love Sammy. Heart was broken. I mean, it's no secret, but he really is a beautiful person, and so am I. We just
Mhm.
got fucked up paths. I mean, pasts that, sometimes intervene in the present, but that's what we got to work on. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And that's where insecurity and, trauma and, shit, that kind of stuff that goes unchecked from childhood, teenage
Mhm.
years.
Mhm.
You really do have to process that stuff in therapy, guys.
Mhm.
I know I've been kind of just rambling just now, but therapy is very important.
Mhm.
Understanding how to unpack that is very
Yes.
important. So having mentors, having a therapist, finding the right therapist, because the first therapist, every therapist is not your therapist. So you
Facts.
have to kind of move around and
Mhm.
find your one that can
Mhm.
really lock in because
Mhm.
it's very important. And like when things settle back down for me, I am getting back into therapy.
Mhm.
But
Both of you should
oh
together.
yes,
You should
no,
have separate
absolutely.
therapy, and then you should also have couples therapy.
I was suggesting couples therapy all last
Yes,
year, but of
but
course,
you have to have individual therapy first before couples therapy. Both of you individually, and then couples. Yeah,
thank you, Lena. She said, "Can we discuss the outfits
I saw
now?"
that in the jewelry.
That's my daughter.
We're in Dre's closet. What do you
Yeah.
expect?
So last year for me felt like rejection, survival, and healing. And but going into this year feels like it's a lot about healing, getting back into the inspirational stuff and all that good stuff. Um, so what responsibilities do you have, being a representation for Black trans women, um, in your spaces?
Responsibilities. Um, well, like I'm saying, well, actually. Speaking of, last night I had a meeting with the gay pride people where we're planning pride this year. And we were
Okay.
saying how, Trans Visibility Day is going to be coming up and what we should do for that. So I just feel like a lot of us get overlooked. They say that the black woman is the most unprotected person or whatever. But I believe it's the black trans woman. I feel like we're overlooked, we're unprotected. They just don't care what happens to us. You know what I'm saying?
And that's very
So
true.
I'm
That's very
sorry.
true. That's very
Yeah,
true.
yeah. So I feel like one of my missions also is to like speak up and stand up for us and let it be known that we're worth it. We're worth it and we're here and we're not going nowhere. And we also have God. God is with us. Okay? God is with us. God is on our side as well. That's why we look so beautiful. That's why we smile so bright. And that's why we're able to show up for so many people. I watch my trend sisters show up for their brothers, their sisters, their fathers, their uncles. Like we're showing up for our girlfriends, the girls in the hood. We're showing up for everybody,
Yeah.
but very few show up for us. So I think it's time for us to just stand up, stand strong, and speak loud. That's why I love me T.S. Madison, because she
Right?
is doing her thing. Okay.
I love her too.
Yes.
She is, when I look to trans women that I want to be like, it's her.
Mm-hmm.
Because of her background, who she is, but what she is now. And
Mm-hmm.
she is so intelligent. I love
She
that.
is.
I
She
love
is.
a smart woman. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
And so with that,
So I feel
um,
like we just need to take back what's ours, sister.
and we do.
Okay.
We
That's
do.
what that's what 2026 is about. Us trans women taking back what is rightfully ours.
I know I have a few minute meetings that I have to call to put some things together because also while we're doing this live streaming, I know I said it on my episode yesterday, which guys, I have a brand new episode on YouTube right now, Dre's Closet, brand new. Just uploaded last night, but
It might make you cry, but go watch it anyway.
I know, yes, it might make you cry, but please watch it.
Hmm.
Like, share, subscribe if you have not already. But I just want to take a moment to recognize my baby, Juju Jasir Tucker, who
Rest
passed
in
away.
peace, Juju.
I want to take a moment to recognize him and remember him because that was very unexpected for me. I did not know his condition because I had moved away. But a lot of you have seen me and Juju pop out for years, how we've been around each other for years. And I have not taken that lightly at all. Um, I'm not going to get all choked up, but I did get choked up on the episode because, I mean, that was my baby,
You have to get it
and
out. Yeah.
I love him so much. And shout out to his family, friends.
I wish
Um,
you would have showed us some pictures because I don't
I
know.
know.
Yeah.
I know. I was like I said, I was so and like anxious and just trying to get the show out that I didn't even fully do my edit the way I should have. But I did recognize him, and I just want to take that moment to shout him out because he was a very, very big part of our community and where I'm from in Albany.
Okay.
Yeah. So now, hold on. Let me see. Let me see.
So
What
I purposely poured me some wine, and I don't see your wine glass tonight. What is going on? Oh, it's in there. Oh, okay.
So, okay. So, sidebar, I'm secretly in the middle of moving. My fiance is outside, kind of trying to like kill time so I can do this because we are packing up and moving to a new place. Um, but what was I going to say? What was I going to say? Oh my goodness. But what was the wait, hold on now. Let's bring back to the topics. Did we cover all the topics? There was a rejection. We did that one. Okay, womanhood. Okay. I'm reading comments.
And to my LGBT people watching, I want to encourage you really quickly to go in every room, every space. Do not doubt yourself. Do not be hesitant. Whatever a hater or the enemy has said to you, just release it. It was not of God. What God did say to you was go in every room, in every space with courage, with love, with peace, with strength, because he is with you. And you can find that in Joshua. And what is said in John, I believe 13, is one main thing Jesus left with us, okay? Because everybody want to bring up all these sins and all these things. Jesus left this and he said, love everyone. That is what you need to do, okay? Love everyone. If you're loving everyone, you're doing what Jesus told you to do. All right?
Yeah. And that's just that on that. And you want to know what? The intro to my show is love is the highest vibration.
And it is. I
And it
heard that.
is.
Yeah.
And it is. And that's why, like I said, this year I'm going to make it a point to get back to the root of my talk show, which was spirituality, bringing people on to talk about things like this, like, real life stuff, you know what I mean? Um, so, but now another thing that I want to bring up is the importance of um, respecting people's religious views and what they believe in. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Because a large part of me, I kind of get confused when you read the Bible that says, God says not to judge and things like that. But then people judge when someone like you or I um, want to take space in religion
Hmm.
and be a part of that and be a vessel. And I just want to say to those people that, everybody has the right to practice whatever religion they choose.
Hmm.
If they're not harming you or getting in the way of your routine of life, let those people be. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Because I just don't like what I see sometimes. I'm a church girl too. All up and down my YouTube, my Instagram. I follow all the churchy pages and the shouting pages and all that. And I see some of the comments when I read a lot of stuff.
Right, me
And
too.
I'm just like, people are just so concerned with the wrong things.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Really concerned with the wrong things when real depression, real hunger, real deprivation is out here in
Right.
our community. For real, for real. Like, that's why I don't take space in church. For real, for real.
Hmm.
Would I mind in the future finding a new church home? Absolutely.
Exactly, Destiny. Exactly.
What did she say?
Um, oh, reread it. What did it say? When the hate don't work, they start telling lies. And that's the truth.
That's
They
right,
really
Jordan. No
do.
shade.
Yeah.
It's
But
no
no,
shade.
when I started answering my calling, you wouldn't believe how much hate came from just randoms and even family. Like I had a phone call from a family member saying that we can no longer have a relationship because my existence, me, going into ministry is messing with their Christianity. You know what I mean? So yeah, they felt convicted to tell me I'm doing the devil's work and just all sorts of mess.
How does
But
that
what
make
they
you feel?
I'm sorry.
How does that make you feel when you see, hear, or read things like that? Like, and I mean, so like genuine with that because I've always wondered.
Well, like I said earlier, I just feel like they're ignorant. Now, it hurt when it came from my family because if it was said that we can no longer have a relationship. However, it doesn't make me feel any type of way because my identity that we spoke of, my identity is found in Christ, and that's where all of our identity should be found. It's not worldly. I knew I was a trans woman, or not even a trans woman. I knew I was like two spirited, or I was something as a child. I knew I liked both masculine and feminine things, so I already knew I was different, and the world told me who I was and how I was supposed to act and how I was supposed to dress. But when I went spiritual, when I went deep, when I prayed, God always revealed to me I was Sierra, you know. He always revealed to me I'm a divine being. He always revealed to me that I am a spiritual being. We are spiritual beings, and this body is temporary. Okay. So the world tries to make us a body. Like we are the body to the world. We're what's between our legs. We're how we look. But to God, we're we're what's in the inside. We're a spirit. So God revealed to me that my spirit is divine. It's made in His image, and it transcends gender. So yeah, my identity is found in God. So no one, and He's made me so strong. You know, when I was a child, I struggled with identity. But through prayer and fasting and all those things, and asking for strength and asking for courage and those things, He's made me so strong and gave me so much education that the same verses in scripture that the churches and people try to weaponize and use against me, He showed me the truth. So I have peace in that now. So when
Right.
I get those phone calls or see those messages, it just looks like ignorance to me. Like it doesn't bother me at all. I'm just like, oh, you poor baby. I'll continue praying for you. Read your Bible a little further. That's how I know who's just reading surface and who's really diving deep into scripture.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I pull somebody up to the conversation?
No, pull them up.
My brother is in here and he
What's
has
up, brother?
yes, he has a great point that he can add that I would like to hear.
You look so beautiful, Lala.
Thank you. So do you, baby.
Hey, brother.
What's up, my beautiful sisters? How are we doing tonight?
I'm
It's
good.
10
How are
years,
you?
baby.
Yes, yes. I love what you guys are talking about. That's actually what my I feel like what I'm supposed to be doing. I finally think I found my calling. And that's why I moved from Indianapolis to Arizona, 1,500 miles
Oh,
away.
you
God
left me.
led me
Oh
here.
no, you left me.
I'm
Oh,
sorry,
Oh
you
man.
no.
moved from when
God
did you
said it's time for
move?
me to move my feet, and that's
Okay.
what I did. And I think that my calling is for us to start to bridge that gap from to religion, because as a kid, I was taught that God didn't want me,
Lies.
pushed me away from the church.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an abomination.
Mm-hmm.
We going to hell. And
Mm.
what they don't realize is that the people who really think like that, they don't realize that that's doing the devil's work,
Amen.
because you
Amen,
pushing
sir.
people away from the church. Everybody
Mm-hmm.
deserves God's love. Matter of fact,
Mm-hmm.
we're the ones
Cash
that's gonna be more
Carter.
anointed,
Hey.
because guess what? God's working hard on us. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? So He's gonna work through everybody. He works through everybody in every aspect
Yes,
and gives
sir.
the world perspective in different areas. So
Mm-hmm.
like things like what like Tyler Perry and Medea, those are
Mm-hmm.
both things and tools that God's using to give His word, to preach His word to people. Just like you got gospel singing, you got gospel rap. Those are
Mm-hmm.
all the way that God uses His tools. So He's gonna work through us. He's gonna work through us the most. Like I
Mm-hmm.
said, you can be broken and be anointed. You can be hurt and lost, but still be
Well,
healed and carried by God. My father's a pastor, which is kind of like, to me, is like my father's a prophet. It's in me. It's in all of us.
mm-hmm.
Because guess what? We're the ones that's not afraid to live out loud. We're the ones that's not afraid to be who we are, to be who we feel. We are not. We are the ones who's going to go out and be us, despite of what the world. Because that's not how God wanted us. He intended us for us to be colorful, for us to be
Mm-hmm.
fruitful, for us
Mm-hmm.
to give love one another. It's to
Hey,
always
let's talk about
divide.
fruitful. What fruit? What does fruitful mean? Tell me, please.
I believe that it means that for you to love whoever, there's different
Mm-hmm.
fruits available in the tree. You know what I mean? Different colors, different flavors, different textures. So when you
Mm-hmm.
succumb yourself to one thing, then you start to hate on everything else. You start to develop a wall, because I don't like I don't like chicken. All I eat is fish. So now you don't like people who eat chicken. Now you're judging everybody that eat chicken. No, be
Right.
fruitful. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Love everybody. It doesn't mean that you have to be in the bed with everybody. You know what I mean? And even this, when we talk about judging, don't judge me because whatever I got to go to God with, I got to go to God with that. You ain't got to
Ye
go to
without
God with
sin
that.
cast the first stone.
There it is. You ain't got to go to God with that. Let me. I'm gonna live my life the way that I'm gonna live my life because that's what God wanted me to do. Now, if we talking about the same God, then we knew the God. God knew that when I was born, Debbie, that I was gonna be Adonis. He knew that.
God said you was consecrated in the womb, and I knew you before your mother knew you.
There you go. So he said, I got something for you because your life, our life might not even be for me. My life might be to teach somebody else a lesson. We all
Amen.
are a testimony right now. So
Amen.
I gave my father a whole different perspective because I'm like, so Dad, like when you now that you preaching, now that you know that your son is a trans man, now when you preaching, how do you think when you start to say stuff? He said it made me stop. It made me think because I love my child. I love my child, and I want to see my child in heaven. So why would I? So that made me go back into the word and realize that this ain't. I'm not damning nobody to hell. Because why would you damn people that you love to hell? You know what I'm saying? Like we really all
Right.
supposed to be like family. So why
Hmm.
would you want to send somebody to hell? So that's doing the devil's work.
I
So
have
when
a
they start
question.
talking about how the world is getting worse, my philosophy is this. Now you got some people that feel like, well, shoot, God don't love me. But then they still saying, well, I need this and I need that. And I hope I get the job. I hope I get this money. I hope I. So when you saying you hope, you hope, you hope, you don't realize you actually praying. That's really a form of prayer. So now when
Hmm.
you get
It
that job
is.
and when you get whatever you hoping for, you said, hey, somebody did. So now who you giving that glory to? If you said if people done beat in your head that it ain't God, now you
That
thinking
God
that it
ain't
ain't God.
listening to ya.
So yeah, so then now you start giving that glory to somebody else. So then we got
Hmm.
these other people that are praying to things and instead of God. Because
Hmm.
you know, so now
Right.
when you say the world getting worse, who's doing that? Because if we would stop doing that, preaching hate, and everybody saying everybody can come in and everybody can get some of this God's love, then there wouldn't be nobody else going out turning into heretics, preaching hate. You know what I mean? So
I'm coming to your church.
I have a question for you though, Adonis. I have a question for you.
yeah.
How how is your relationship with your father now? Is it still,
Man, every time I need anything from my father, he's there. Even though he's in Anderson, Indiana, with Faith Community Church. That's his church, and he's kind of going through some health things right now. But I love my father. I think it's even gotten even better uh now. I'm on the panel.
okay.
Yeah, it's
That's good.
definitely better.
That's good. Well, God bless you. I'm so happy to hear that, honestly, because I know how it can be to have a religious father. They can be very aggressive with how they
Yeah,
feel.
yeah.
Mothers can too, but dads have a different tone. So,
Yeah. Thank you
um,
guys for letting me come on this panel. I gotta go. I
absolutely.
got
And
an
Of
thank
course, it
emergency
you
with
was a
for
people.
pleasure to
coming
have
up.
you. Thank
But
you.
I
Nice
want to
meeting you.
say thank you guys for talking, having this conversation. We need more of it.
Yes.
We all deserve God's love, and He's favoring us.
Hmm.
Yes.
You know,
Yes, yes.
God
We
bless you,
love you,
brother.
God
honey.
bless you too, sisters. Bye.
Bye bye.
So I would like to add, you know how they try to condemn us and say that in our type of relationships, because we can't like bear children, that we're not being fruitful and multiplying like the gentleman said. However, when scripture speaks of being fruitful and multiplying, it's saying me the spiritual fruits of love and joy and peace and kindness and goodness and faithfulness and gentleness and self-control, and multiply that, meaning share it, embody it and share it and show others how to be that way. Multiply your spiritual fruit with others. Okay, it's not just about bearing child.
Yes. So I didn't get a chance to answer for my version of like what fruitful meant. So what fruitful meant for me was to multiply and that be whatever it may,
Hmm.
what you're being fruitful in.
Hmm.
Something that's multiplying.
Hmm.
So that actually sounds amazing. Spiritually multiplying, honey.
Yes, yes.
In a good way, you know.
For
I have a
sure.
question. Is his box still up?
It is on my screen, yeah.
Okay. Well, let's see. Hmm. Okay. I'm not sure why that's not going away. That's strange. Let me see. Hold on. My daughter wants let's see if it moves it around.
You let someone else up?
My daughter, yeah, Destiny.
Come on up,
Hello.
Destiny. No, I don't see her. I hear her.
Hello.
I hear
Hi.
you, Destiny, but I don't see you.
You can't see me?
Well, his screen is still up. I'm not sure why.
Oh, Lord.
It's okay. Hold on. Let me see something real quick.
I'm about to teach my sister how to use StreamYard, y'all. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Well, daughter, I don't know what happened. What I can do is I can start the stream over if you all would like.
Yeah, we
Um,
can. Go ahead.
okay, let's do that.
Okay.
Guys, just give me 1 minute so we can circle
Stay
back.
tuned. We're coming right back. Y'all better not go nowhere.
Exactly. Dash, thank you.
Okay, fine. Fire.
Can't do it on camera.
We're back.
We're back. We're back. We're back. Guys, thank you for coming right back. I am. I had an amazing. That was amazing on the original live. Um, but as we were saying, I think now more than ever, like in all realness and all honesty, is that this year we have to take as a community have to take each other more seriously, our spirituality, our mental health, and things of that nature, and really being a village to each other. And that's a thing for me because there, has been things that has happened recently, and I realized that, if there had been more community, the outcome would could have or would have been different. And so that's just what I'm wanting for this year. What do you want out of this year?
Um, love. I mean, you all booed up and stuff. I want my boo. Lord, where's my boo? Lord, where's my boo?
I'm yo, oh, I'm so happy you said that
Lord,
because that was literally a question that I had for you. So, how has dating been for you? Like,
horrible,
huh?
horrible, horrible.
Horrible?
Because I went through. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I went through a phase to where I liked feminine men.
You did. Oh, you did.
I did because I just felt like I wanted like a sister type of relationship. Yeah, like I'm a lesbian a little bit. So like I yeah, girl. But anyway, that's another story. I'm very fluid all the way around. Gender
Ain't
wise,
nothing wrong with that,
sexuality.
though. Ain't nothing wrong
Huh?
with that. There's nothing
Yeah,
wrong with
like
that.
I've dated a trans woman before, like two or three of them. But anyway, but I like I went through a phase to where I like feminine men mainly, and they just were horrible. I think because they didn't know how to they didn't know how to be the man, but still maintain, their femininity. They were just too feminine, you know.
I
So, and
have
I
my
think
own
they got a
thoughts
little
with that
jealous and
though.
competitive with me because I embody both. Like I give off masculine energy and both femme energy. Like I'm just both. I'm a jack of all trades, and I feel like they just didn't know how to handle it. So dating has been horrible for me, but right now I have my eye on like two people. They're both masculine men. They're both ministers. Okay, so I'm in a phase where like I want a minister. I want a partner right here where we're going to be in church together, preaching the word together. So like, yeah, I want a minister boo. I'm gonna be honest. So help me manifest that, sister.
Oh
My
my
minister boo.
goodness. Wow.
And look, I'm being messy, but one of them I think had like a girlfriend or a wife or something, or and I think it broke up. So I'm like, Father, is this my chance? Should I say something? Should I not say nothing? Like, should I let
But
him be
how
the man and come
long?
after me, or
How
what?
long? Well, okay. Well, what I would say about that is that there's nothing wrong with inserting yourself gently. Like, hi, how are you? Checking in. How you
I'm
doing?
a Scorpio. There's nothing gentle about me.
But no, like inserting yourself, doing subconscious things, subtle things that keep you relevant in the subconscious. So if that is the case,
Sister, what's funny is it's happening on accident. Like me just being me and doing things, I see him. I see him engaging and looking and stuff.
yeah.
I just don't want to scare him, you know, because I really have respect for him. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
Yeah, and certain things do have to happen at their own pace.
Right.
You know, at nature's pace rather.
Mhm.
So I totally get that. So do you find so what are your
Hold on,
thoughts?
one other thing. And I also think I'm used to dating down. You know what I mean? I'm used to being like the breadwinner in my relationships. I am.
Yeah.
And now I'm tired of it. I'm ready for a man to put me in my feminine energy. I'm ready for him to be, you know, I mean, we could still be a power couple. However, I'm ready to sit back and let him do his thing as a man. And yeah, I'm ready for all of that. So, and he's heterosexual. The main one is hetero. Well, both of them. Yeah. So that's another thing. This will be something I'm not used to. Dating like a
So
masculine hetero man.
are you into monogamy or open relationships or like
No, I'm
what
a
are you
Scorpio.
into?
I'm jealous. Like, eventually, I think I might be open to, like, I mean, I know I'm a pastor saying this, but possibly some, you know, fun things because I'm open to fun when our covenant is secure and complete and stuff. However, like, just no, no.
Okay. Me either. That's why I said that because I was like, I don't knock people. Like I have very close family members. Like, well, I won't say who, but I have people who are close to me who are very fluid in that, and it works for them and stuff like that. I
No,
don't think
I
that
can
would ever
never.
work for me. But it's very interesting to see.
It would definitely be like once every 10 years or something crazy, you know, but whatever.
To spice it up real quick.
Right, yeah, like, you know, but nothing we're just doing regularly. Oh, no, no, no.
So, question. Okay, so being trans in the church, what are your thoughts on DL men and in the ministry, like pastors, ministers, deacons? Please, like, we need to talk about that. Like, what is your thoughts on that? And what have you seen?
It's just so sad to me because I've witnessed a lot of it, especially how I show up. I don't usually have so much breast showing, but in the church space, but like how I'm still sexy, my clothes still have curvage and all those things. So I see it. Like I see the men, you know, and I'm like, oh my God. No matter where I go, whatever church, I'm not just speaking of my church at this point, just wherever I go. And I'm just like, oh my God. And I think it's sad, especially for the DL men that are married or are in relationships, you know. But I feel like it's because they just felt like they couldn't live their truth. They kind of got trapped in being DL, you know, to be honest.
So, my relationship that I'm in, I am with my fiance. He is a father of three. He is from a Southern family, religious. I know that he has faced a lot of pushback for him being openly trans attracted, even before me. So What are your feelings about like the pushback that you will receive when you have like when you, let's say, what you want manifests and you get yourself another minister or deacon or pastor? Are y'all ready for like what, like the heat that the church is going to bring?
But you know what? It's funny you say that because that's kind of why I'm just like washing my hands with it, and I'm just like I'm staying back because I love me. I'm ready, like but I don't want to put him through that. You know what I mean? Like I don't know how he'll handle it. I would love my man to be like or him to welcome me with open arms and stand strong with me and all that, and we can go through that together, and he not care what people think of him and what they say because he's so secure in his manhood and his love for me and all that da 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 da. But unfortunately sometimes that's not the case when we're dealing with like your family or like the like people at your job, your immediate life, because that matters. You want to be peaceful and safe in your spaces. So I don't know. That's my fear though. That's why I'm not saying nothing.
That makes sense
Because I don't want to
because
blow his spot up and I don't want him to feel like he has to choose me over.
so if you were to find someone who is in the ministry, w- would you guys prefer it to be like a down low relationship to
No, I
avoid?
couldn't do that. I couldn't do that. No.
Oh,
So I might be single for the rest of my life. That's fine. But look.
no, I love that response because, right, number one.
I can't.
But I don't not believe that anything is impossible because everything that I'm living now, even, listen, but everything that I have now, I manifested from when I was in my drug addiction, when I had a fraction of what I have now. And I know that that can be done for you as well because of the power of the mind and prayer and your connection to your spirit, your God, whatever. Not your God, but you know what I mean.
Mhm.
Um, because I wouldn't count it out. Not saying that you are, because when you strongly believe in something and you don't really put too much negative seasonings in the boat potion, like negative emotions and fears of like getting it, you can attract that. But but I just feel like with the way that the world is and the way that religion is naturally set up, that I don't see, like, in your situation, like, I don't see the wrong in having a more um quiet relationship with someone with that kind of profile. Maybe not like going out to eat or like going like regular day, but like for the church scene, I wouldn't see the problem in that, especially like if it could hinder, another person's path in that. You know what I mean? How do you feel about what I just said? No.
I mean, I don't see a problem in it either. I mean, I want my man. However, I'm fully I understand that he has stuff going on at his church. And me walking in there on his arm like that, I don't want to get him like denounced or you
But
know.
what if they don't know T?
How you not, girl? I'm 6 foot. I'm like 5'11", 6 foot. I mean, I'm cute. I'm cute, but I don't think I'm passable. Just being honest. Like I'm cute. You're going to be like, oh, she's
Really?
beautiful. Yeah, I don't think I'm passable.
One
So
moment.
like, I think
Give
I'm
me,
very clockable,
give me just
but it's
one
a
second.
beautiful clockable though.
1 second. Just give me 1 second. Destiny,
Is she back?
please. She's back, but
Okay.
she's getting on my nerves in my comments. Girl, say less.
Let her come on up then. Now she said, girl,
Right.
we didn't have to know that little
Right.
nasty, your little nasty.
But no. But no, because like, I mean, I'm not one to be like, oh, I'm worried about what everybody thinks, but
Right, me
your
neither.
your situation is completely different. You know what I mean? Because it is a religion involved. So naturally, I'm just, I admire you for that because let me see, because it takes a lot to put yourself out there that way and then to attract what you want in that way as well. You know what I mean?
There she go. Destiny, did
Rejuvenated.
you have any questions for us for our topics, honey?
Um,
You
yes,
didn't? I thought you did.
I did.
Well, what's
Oh,
up?
okay.
What? So you're coming from a more Christian standpoint. I wanted to know, where are you spiritually when it comes to like the Muslim faith?
What about it?
Like, do you think that could you resonate with the Muslim faith as well? Do you think that there's lots of things, like lots of similarities between it and the Christianity?
Well, I don't know much about it. However, I have a friend that's Muslim. She practices that way. Um, and I mean, I respect her, but I don't know much about it. I don't know much about it. I'm sorry. But yeah.
Okay, okay. Can you close my door, please? It's
Are you
cold.
Oh,
Muslim? You,
okay.
you said you're Muslim, right?
I was raised Muslim.
Okay, so share your like theology. Like, what do Muslims believe?
Okay, so it's not we didn't really go to we didn't really go to mosque and stuff like that. But so my mom's husband, late husband, because he passed away. My mom's late husband was Muslim. His father was Muslim. So that's where they bestowed upon me the the Quran, and I still have it some tucked away somewhere still to this day that I've had ever since. Um they were more so they're a lot more stern when it comes to like homosexuality. It didn't necessarily I mean, if you really look into the Bible, it doesn't really say anything about trans people. It's more about homosexuals and the whores and the homosexuals, but they're a lot more stern when it comes to homosexuality. It's like the ultimate taboo per se. So I don't know a lot. I can tell you what I can tell you from I'm sorry. Being on one hand, I only know two other trans people that are Muslim, and they're both trans women, and only one of them are hijabi. And she lives in California, and she lives a really hard life being hijabi. Whenever people clock her, other men of the Muslim faith, they take it as like the ultimate disrespect. So I mean, her journey is her journey, but
They be beating on her and throwing bottles and stuff.
they sure do.
Oh
Oh
my God.
no.
They so
From what she tells me, it's a very hard life.
So
So
I'm trying to read it. Do Muslims believe in the Holy Trinity or no? It doesn't look like it.
I don't believe so.
Okay.
the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit.
It's so I mean, I would say that's a lot. So I would say these days I'm more
So that might be why
spiritual.
they're being so mean because they're missing the Holy Spirit.
Right. Right. I would say I'm more spiritual these days than anything. I like to take it. I like to pick and choose from different faiths like Christianity, Judaism, um, even some stuff that has to do, with like Wicca and more spiritual times. Um, I would just say I'm more spiritual than anything. I don't really have a set faith. I just believe in like a higher
Oh,
power.
no, no,
And
no, no, no. Okay, I'm reading here. It says the Muslims believe that Jesus is only considered a prophet, but he's not divine and he's not God's son.
right,
So,
they're
no, I don't
more
resonate with that at all.
okay. Yeah, they're more like Muhammad is, and Allah, you know.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. Well,
And I've had a lot of Muslim men hit on me. I even, back before I was resaved, I used to play around with a few of them. So,
yes, interestingly
Muslim men still
enough,
love us, I guess.
interestingly enough, I had quite the rapport with, Muslim men.
Oh
Hmm.
yes.
I was actually closely in a relationship with one. Um, the sweetest thing. He was the sweetest thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he was the sweetest thing, and he would talk to me about his religion, like, and just in conversation, talking about like when he was going to prayer or to mosque or whatever the case may be, and he never, he always incorporated that, and obviously it's his religion, but it was I never talked to him about that, or maybe I did, and I just kind of forgot. Maybe he didn't give me a whole lot to work with. He didn't say much. But yes, and that's the strangest thing because I think the Muslim religion is like the most hardest against gays, like vehemently.
Oh
So
yes, they get stoned. Still to this
yeah,
day, girl, like public executions. They're not playing.
yeah. So when I would attract Muslim men, I would always be like, "What on earth?" Well, not what on earth, but in the back of my mind, I would be like,
Right.
"Don't y'all niggas got something to say?"
It's the ultimate taboo.
But thank you so much, Destiny, for coming up. We are about to wrap up this segment.
Rereading
So,
it, it seems like Muhammad has taken over Jesus's place. I mean, I'm reading quickly, so I don't know. I'm not
yeah,
trying to be offensive, but I'm like, what's happening here?
Muhammad Ali did
Sorry.
what?
Huh?
My,
Muhammad?
Oh, okay. With the Muslims.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Allahu Akbar.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Now I do agree with the Allah thing about God and stuff.
Get up, go. Well,
Well,
it's
thank
very
you so
nice
much, Destiny. We love you. I will be
Bye,
calling you
Destiny. Nice to
later.
meet you. Have a good night.
nice to meet you, baby. Have a good night.
Hmm. Now let's see if that ends. Is hers
No,
closed?
she's still stuck.
Mm. Well, it's fine. Regardless, I think we summed up a lot. We talked about a lot. Thank you so much for your time. I would love to have you back on. And in fact, um, when I swing through Indianapolis this year, we could we
I
could
want to come to you because I want to be up in that closet. I want
okay.
to be up in the closet. Live and in the flesh in the closet,
You know
okay?
what I'm saying? But I would love to do it in person, sit down with you. I feel like that would be fabulous. I would love to have you
So
on
I can
set.
love on you and touch you and
Yeah.
hug you.
Oh my goodness. And like I said, thank you so much for your for your inspirational words. Thank you so much for coming on to the show and gracing us and introducing yourself and what you do. If you would like to share your social media platforms where they can find more about you and look you up, do your thing.
Okay. Yeah, sure. But before I do that, I just want to say thank you, okay, for sharing your platform with me, because you are the ballroom girly and you are plugged in far further than I am.
Thank
So
you.
thank you for sharing your platform. Thank you for supporting me, because I know you've said several times that you have watched, the messages and stuff. So thank you
Yes.
for that.
Yes.
And I just want to pour into you really quickly and remind you that you're so beautiful, okay? But not only are you beautiful on the outside, you are just as beautiful, even more beautiful on the inside, okay? And I want you to focus more on that because that is what I see when I look at you. That is what I feel. I feel your heart. I feel your brain. You're smart, and I just want you to nourish that. And yeah, but you can find me at the Real First Lady on Facebook, DLT Family CRC, as well as DLT Temple of Praise and Worship. Um, and if you're in Indianapolis on March 15th, okay, come and see me. I'm doing my in-person sermon March 15th at 2 p.m. You can come to my Facebook somewhere, grab the ticket, okay? Because we're feeding and doing things, and we're setting chairs up based off of who grabs their ticket. So if you're watching, if you're going to be in the Indianapolis area March 15th, grab your ticket. Come see me. Come sit down with me. Come get a word. Come fellowship and let me love on you. So yeah, everybody, grace and peace. Enjoy yourself. Love on yourself. And like I said before, do everything in strength and courage because no matter what they say, all right, God is with you.
And always is. And remember that love is the highest vibration, baby. And
Amen.
also remember, one thing I want to say as well is that she puts a lot of inspirational messages on her story. So be on the lookout for a lot of that as well. Okay. Love you guys. Be sure to follow my YouTube channel. Subscribe to Dre's Closet, the business page that I have tagged in the title above. And be sure to check out my latest episode of Dre's Closet on YouTube, where I'll be getting very candid and transparent
Will you
about
save this
how
and put this on YouTube too, or no?
I would love to, but I'm not as tech savvy as
Okay.
others. So I don't know if I can do that. But I love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. The full live of our talk is the one before this. We filmed 2 videos. This is the second one. So if you want to see the first one, go on my page. It's the video before this, guys. Love you and have a good evening. Bye bye.